thinking that everyone this time.
Sugar Star Child, Black Egyptians. Which African country do you want to move to? So round about last year, I was sitting home in London, and I knew that I had to come Africa. Like, it was in my spirit, bro. Like, it was a must. You understand? It was what I talked about. Shout out Garvey. Shout out Garvey, man. So, in case you don't know, I'm from Nigeria, right? I've pretty much been coming back and forth to Africa. Pretty much, if not every year, at least once every 2 years for the last 5 years. Recap. 20. So let me start from the beginning. I was born in Niger, and I had one prick comment on my last video asking me if I was really born. I'm like, well, fuck off. You could be here in Africa, living your life, and worry about whether or not I was born in Africa. Don't be a prick, right? I was born in Niger. Came here when I was 7. Went back at 23. Had like 9-year hiatus. It was a lot for me. I came back in, I think it was 2016. I went to Ghana. I love Ghana, so I got to come Niger. I went Niger 2 years later in 2018. Then I went Kenya in 2019, and 2020 last year in December, I went Nigeria and Gambia, and then Corona happened, and that for me did it. I was like, look, I've been planning to live in Africa for a while, but now because of Corona, I did not want to be locked down no more. I was like, fuck this shit. They could lock down anywhere, and I could be stuck in England. I'm like, fuck that shit. So I packed up and I came to Kenya in August 2020. And I've been in East Africa, not just Kenya, but pretty much for 10 years. So I was in Kenya for 3 months, right? And then I went to Tanzania for another 3 months, and then came back to Kenya. It seems like I've been around, but it's where you look at it in terms of years and whatnot. Okay, so this is just to explain to you, I've had the luxury of traveling to different places, yeah? Last year, like I said, when I was thinking about, during lockdown, I was like, look, when they lift this lockdown, I'm out here like a motherfucker, like a bat out of hell. I'm not coming back to this shit. So I waited, I did what I had to do, I quarantined, I did all that shit. But as soon as the borders opened, bro, as soon as Kenya opened its borders, I was gone. So I decided myself to move to Kenya. Now, this is just to help you with your thought process and my thought process as to why I moved. Like I said, I'm already from Nigeria. Like I said in my last video, if you come into a country where you're from, where you know you've got family from, I could have gone to Nigeria with a minimum of 5k and be good. I don't give a fuck if you don't believe me or not. I don't give a fuck if you disagree with me. But the fact that you're from a country means you can go stay with your family. Doesn't mean you're an idiot. Doesn't mean you're a prick. Doesn't mean you're a fucking bum. You're moving across the whole fucking world, yeah? You can't just come to a country, get your, like, that's what family are for. Like, family are there to support you, bro. When I go to Niger, do you think I stay in a hotel? No. Luckily, I have family I stay with. Now, if I was really bad, like, my dad would have built a house in Niger or whatnot, but things that didn't work out. We tried all that shit, but, you know, Nigeria is corrupt, bro, right? And that's one of the reasons why I didn't move there. So, like I said, you can move to a country where you're from, and that will make it easier for you because you've already got people on the ground who will help you, right? As for me, Nigeria was a big choice. Go talk to my sister. I talk about Niger all the time. Go talk to my friends. I talk about moving back to Africa. I talk about Africa all the time. And I really sat down and thought, where the fuck should I move to? But Nigeria, It was too much for me. What dissuaded me from moving to Nigeria was the level of crime, the kidnappings, the police. We've done seen SARS, we've done seen NSARS. Let's not get into that right now. But we know the violence is there. We saw people getting shot up. We saw brains on the floor. Let's not, right? But for me, the violence in Nigeria was a lot. You got kidnappings, you got armed robbery, you got Boko Haram. Yeah, in Lagos, it's not too bad if you're in certain places. But for me, I just thought, you know what? I want to go somewhere where I'm comfortable. Because for me, if I was to move to Niger, and I still might one day, who knows? But for me, my thought process is this. If I move to Niger, I'm coming strapped. I got a gun. So if I come with a gun or I get a gun there. But I know too much about Niger to be walking around with my fucking hands and feet. Like, bruv, I do Muay Thai. Yeah, I do Wing Chun Kung Fu, bruv. Yeah, I can fight. But man ain't trying to fight man that here machetes and shit. So if I move to Niger at any point in my life, I'm coming strapped. No two ways about it. So I thought, you know what, I don't really want to be living that life. I don't really want to be living that life. You're driving home one day, armed robber rolls up on you. And I've heard stories. On my way to Kenya, bruv, on my way to my sister was in the Uber with me. The Nigerian guy was an Uber driver. I asked him what he thought Nigeria was. He told me about how armed robber just came into his yard. He said, look, he loves Nigeria, it's his home, but he can't live there. He just wants to be traveling there every couple years, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and that's it. So for me, Niger was big. I really, even though I've heard so much, I'll go back to Niger at least every year, if not every 2 years, for the last 5 years. So I'm good. But I just kind of thought, well, actually, let me not until a later time, right? If I decide to. Ghana was a big thing for me. It was pretty much out of Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. Now, like I said, I went to Ghana in 2016. I had a fucking great time. That was my first time being back on West Africa for like pretty much 9, 10 years, and I loved it. Right. So that's when it really put Africa back on the scene for me. Yeah. But for me, Ghana had this thing about you had to pay $150 for a corona test, and I was like, fuck that shit. Like, I don't want to do that shit. For me, Ghana's quite expensive. Like, I want to be in Africa and paying African prices. Just because you're Ghana doesn't mean that you can charge people crazy shit, crazy amounts of money. Like, I want to get African prices. Like, I might as well stay in London. I might as well go to America. If I want to come to Africa, give me Africa. Yeah. So, and it's not just that. Apart from that, it's just a kind of little thing that kind of, when you're weighing up points, you're going to weigh up this against that, this against that. It was a factor. What did it for me was that I went to Kenya in 2019, right? I went to Ghana in 2016. So I had a more, let me get me wrong, I love GH. Shout out Obi knows, I love GH. But for me, I went Kenya more recently, so I guess I had more of a recent memory with Kenya. And ultimately for me, I just wanted to get the fuck out of London, bro. Like, I was just like, let me leave Babylon. If Corona didn't do it for you, nothing will. So Kenya actually opened up its borders first. Like, who knows? If Ghana, if Nigeria were open at the same time, who knows? I pretty much would have gone there. Who knows? But I pretty much decided on Kenya. Let me be honest with you. I pretty much decided on Kenya. I really feel the connection to Kenya. I had a great time in 2019. I've been here recently. Yes, I went to Nigeria in 2020. But for me, Kenya's peaceful. I know what I'm getting. People are friendly. They're colonized by the British, so they've got the same kind of vibe as Nigerians and whatnot. It's peaceful. You can make money out here. It's clean. It's cool. One of the things you wanna decide on when you're moving to Africa is, does the country's nationality and values equate to yours? Now, one thing about me, I talk about polygamy all the time. You can watch my other videos. I talk about polygamy a lot. We're not gonna go into it too much today, but I believe in polygamy. So when I was deciding on which African country to move to, I was looking at, does the country I want to move to support polygamy? Kenya passed the polygamy bill in 2014. They allowed it legally. It's in the constitution. And for me, that's a country I can fuck with. I don't want to go to a country where it's illegal. If I have a polygamous mindset, why do I want to go to a country where it's illegal? So you got to think about those kind of things. I'm not saying go to a country just for polygamy. I'm not saying I came to Kenya just for polygamy. I mean, I didn't, but it's a factor. It's a factor that I bear in mind. Yeah. Um, I mentioned it before. Another thing is, do you have family there? If you have family there, mate, I'm telling you, you can get shit made for you, bro. Everything is easy. If you're from Ghana, you can have to go back to Ghana. You can get shit done easier. If you're from Congo, you want to go back to Congo, you can get shit done easier. If you're from Jamaica, you want to go back to Jamaica, you can get shit done easier. It's a big factor. Now, I mentioned before that I went to Tanzania. Right? I went to Tanzania from November last year till January this year, 3 months. I had a fucking great time there. Like, I had a great time. After when the 3 months was coming up, I could have stayed a bit longer, prolonged my visa, but I thought, you know what? Tanzania's cool, and don't get me wrong, I love it. Check this out. See, I'm not chatting shit. Like, man's been out here, bro. Like, Africa is the place to be. Trust me, bro. Having been Kenya and Tanzania, I kind of thought, well, actually, I kind of miss Niger now. Like, I've got a wedding to go to in Ghana, and I'm deciding on if I'm gonna go back in October, right? So I would love to go to West Africa again, but for now, I'm pretty much in East. I'm based here in East, so I'm gonna stay here for now. But one of the things that I was thinking about in Tanzania was, I ain't got no people here. If anything happens, you're sick, you can't work, you get in trouble with police, who's gonna help you? You gotta think about that, bro. So you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah, shit's good. Yeah, you're living yourself, you're living your life, enjoying yourself, but anything can happen. So you wanna kind of be in a place where if anything can happen, if anything goes south, if anything turns left, you got people who can vouch for you, bro. And that's a big thing. I'm not saying you have to base it all on that, but again, it's a factor. It's something you got to think about. I want to go back to Tanzania at some point, yeah. Don't want to live there, pretty much. I've seen some things about Tanzania that I didn't really like. I felt that people weren't really. I felt Kenya's a lot more friendly than Tanzania. It's just my opinion. I mean, my girlfriend's Kenyan. We were there together, and we kind of thought there's some Tanzanians who were kind of, in some ways, don't hate me for this, but Tanzanians in some ways are a bit backward. There's a few times where we felt like, right, if anything happened, like these people would just leave us there in the street. And my girlfriend's Kenyan, so if I'm settling down my girl, she's Kenyan, then even if my family are from Niger and UK, her family is now my family. You understand? So I'm leveraging off her. So it's not just about me anymore, because I've become man and wife with her. What does the Bible say? When a man and woman get together, they become one flesh. So we've become one flesh, and then my family is her family. I've joined her family. So it's not just about me and her now. I've got her family as part of my team now, bro. You understand? So that's something you got to think about when you want to move. Another thing you got to think about is your money and your work. There's some countries, for me, I've read the 3 countries I told you: Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. Those are pretty much top three. If not, okay, we want to talk about South Africa, but those are pretty much top four countries in Africa for commerce. So whatever kind of job you do, whatever kind of career you have, I work in IT. So for me, it was I can go to Nairobi and get a job if I wanted to. You understand? Like Nairobi is pretty hot. It's what you call a mega city. Let me get back to you in the comments if that's not right. But it's what you call an African metropolis. You understand? So if you come into a country or a city which is highly developed, where you can transition from your job in UK or USA, transition here to Africa and do it, you're good, bro. You're good. So why not? If you're going somewhere like, I don't know, Botswana, let me not put down my Botswanas, you know I love you, but you got to think about that thing. You got to think about your work and your commerce. Does the job you do exist in the country you want to move to? And can you create it? A few other things in terms like healthcare. There's a lot of mosquitoes. But it's dark now. You got to think about your healthcare and little things like that to keep you going in Africa, because you never know what's around the corner. Pretty much the main thing is you really got to look within yourself. You really have to look within yourself. You really have to ask yourself those tough questions. What do I want to achieve? Who am I really? Have I been to these countries before? You could even do a DNA test and say, boom, if I found out that I'm South African, if you find out that you're from Ghana or you find out you're from the Gambia, you might want to touch base with your home, with your roots, with your tribe. That's a big thing. If you know that, boom, I'm from this tribe, I'm from this nation, and you were taken here to America during slavery and whatnot, why not go back to your own hometown? Why not? It's a pretty tough choice to make, but here's one thing, and I ended it with my last video in how I became financially free. Even if for whatever reason you decide that you move to Ghana or you move to whatever country and you don't like it, you can always switch to a different country because you're already on the continent. You're already on the continent. I came here in Kenya, August 2020. I stayed there for 3 months, and I was like, look, Kenya's got curfew, bro. We have curfew here. I'm not gonna fuck with you. We got curfew. Right now, curfew's 10 o'clock. At one point, it was 9 o'clock. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to Tanzania, bro. Apart from wanting to go to Tanzania, I would have gone to Tanzania for about 2 or 3 weeks. But I thought, because of the curfew, because of Tanzania is so free, I thought, fuck that shit. I'm going to Tanzania. And that's another reason, because the country's legal system created with who I am. I'm a free spirit. I want to be free. I don't want to be sitting in my house at fucking 10 o'clock. If I want to go out, that's on me. You understand? So yeah, having been in Kenya, I decided to go to Tanzania, and I went pretty easily, right? I did actually get stopped at we didn't get stopped, but we tried the first time me and my girl tried to go to Tanzania. One of the officials, we tried to cross by land. One of the officials tried to make us pay 20,000 Kenyan shillings, which is fuckeries, and I wasn't gonna pay that. So we ended up coming back home, and then we flew, and there was no bullshit there. I actually wanted to go to Tanzania because Tanzania is free. There's no curfew, there's no face mask wearing, and I did it pretty easily. Because all I brought was two big suitcases. I bought two suitcases from London to Kenya. For me to decide that I'm going to Tanzania, it was easy. It was easy, bro. I didn't have a house which I bought. I wasn't renting. I was renting, but I didn't have a big tenancy agreement for like a year or 2 years. I could leave as and when I wanted. So that's something for you to remember. If you're going, keep yourself small. Keep your load light. Don't have to travel with all this stuff. Right now in Kenya, I'm pretty much sticking here. Like I've got a house now, which I'm renting. I furnished it myself, so I don't really want to leave my house without furnished. You know what I mean? I've pretty much set roots in Kenya, right? So I can go traveling if I want, but I've pretty much set roots here. So if you do decide that you wanna go somewhere else, travel light, keep your load light. So when you come to travel into a different country, if you decide to, you can move pretty easy. That's pretty much where you want to be. Those are the main things for now that you want to decide of. That might help you to decide which country you want to move to in Africa. But get here soon, because you never know when they might make another lockdown. You never know when lockdown might be permanent. I've seen some bullshit that lockdown might be permanent, bro. I've seen some bullshit that lockdown in the UK might be permanent. So if you do want to come to Africa, you best come here quick, because you never know when that window of opportunity will close. I hope you liked it. If I think of anything else, I'm going to put it in the comment section. But yeah, this is pretty much just to help you decide which country you want to move to in Africa. Peace.